Welcome to the Ruby Dungeon, a series teaching how to code Ruby scripts that can be run with the Lich program. Before we get to new stuff, a quick correction on saving settings from the end of episode 5. I mentioned the char.name doesn't seem to be needed anymore. Using the char.name allows every character to have a different value for that setting. HuntPro relies a lot on the char.name style, so if you're using the Lich settings feature in your own scripts, the char.name example with the green checkmark will work just fine. Today we'll introduce hashes, the _respond, and Lich messaging commands, look back at some early design concepts for PolarBear, review a debugging section from the current PolarBear script, and briefly discuss the pros and cons of using AI for learning. Let's start with hashes. In Ruby, a hash is like a special type of box where you can store pairs of related information. You can imagine a hash like a labeled drawer with different compartments. Each compartment has a unique label called a key and holds some information called a value. You can create a hash by using curly braces. Inside, you put your key value pairs separated by commas. In this example, person is the name of the hash, name is a key, and Alice is the value. Age is the key, and 30 is the value, and city is a key, and Wonderland is the value. To get a value from the hash, you use the key. So for example, puts person, bracket, double quotes, name, double quotes, close bracket. This will print out Alice. Here, the person name looks for the defined hash named person and then finds a key called name. This returns the value of Alice. You can add new information or change existing information in the hash too. To add a new key value pair, you just add person, bracket, double quote, job, double quote, close bracket, equals the value inside double quotes. This will add the new key called job with the value explorer. To update an existing value, you just use that key again. Person age equals 31 would change the value of the key age to 31. Iteration is a way to look at each item in a collection, one at a time. When working with hashes in Ruby, you can loop through them to access both the keys and the values. So here's how you do it. Person.each, do, pipe symbol, key comma value, pipe symbol, puts, and then inside double quotes, we're looking for the number sign, open brace, key, close brace, colon, then another pound sign, open brace, value, close brace, close double quote, and then end. In this example, person.each tells Ruby to go through each key value pair in the person hash. The pipe symbol key comma value pipe symbol are placeholders where key will be the key of the pair and value will be the value. Using puts and calling those variable placeholders will print each key and the corresponding value from the hash. Hashes can also hold lists of values. For example, you might have a hash where one of the values is a list of creatures. Here we have sunset, sunfist, creatures, and then a bunch of creature names. In this hash, creatures is the key, and the value for creatures is the list of the different creature names. Hashes can also contain other hashes inside of them. This is called nesting. Here's an example with the hunting zone hash. In this example, WL_kobold is a key in the hunting zone hash, and the value for WL_kobold is another hash that contains more key value pairs. Using puts, we can look up the WL_kobold key, then the zone location key within, and that returns the value of lower dragon's claw. We'll let that digest just a bit and move on to using _respond for special text formatting. In GemStone, you might have noticed that creature names appear in bold. Well, depending on your game settings, bold text can appear in different colors. Yellow is the default on the Wraith skin and red on Stealth Front. You can customize this in Wraith by going to Options, Highlights, click Creatures, and choose a new hue. You can make text appear in that bold color using _respond with HTML tags. Here we have _respond, double quotes, less than, lowercase b, greater than, hello, comma, world, exclamation point, less than, / lowercase b, greater than sign, and then double quotes again. This will make the text bold. With this command, the less than b greater than and less than / b greater than are tags that tell the system to display the text in bold. The text will appear in the color set by your game's current theme, yellow, red, or another color. If you don't use the underscore before respond, the tags will not work, and you'll just see the raw text with the tags. You can use monsterbold_start and monsterbold_in just like the B wrapping or Lich messaging commands too. Use _respond for all of these examples to display correctly with the exception of the last option, Lich messaging.msg. All of these are different ways to reach the same result. With the last two commands and the default settings for Wraith, there are 4 options to highlight text. This corresponds to speech, thought, whisper, and monster, whereas colors, green, orange, teal, and yellow. You won't need to _respond for this next one. You can output text to the familiar speech, thoughts, and loot windows with the Lich messaging stream_window command. Let's shift over to some original PolarBear code. If you have not already done so, check out the PolarBear feature preview video I made. In the early drafts of PolarBear, I was trying to create a framework for zone and creature lookups using arrays. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into this because most of that code is long gone. I eventually realized there was a more efficient way to do it with hashes. Even though the initial approach was off track, it was a valuable learning experience. I hit some roadblocks that pushed me to find better ways to structure my code, and in the end, it led me to new solutions and opened the door for more features down the road. With a project as big as PolarBear, I wanted an extra layer of protection against human error, so I added in some logic to catch common mistakes. I have a hash in my code called creature_data with nested information, such as skin names, skin values, etc. This code creates a list called incorrect_skins to track any creatures with errors. It looks through all my creature data to find those that have a skin name that isn't none, but has an incorrect skin value, either 0 or negative. Running this code inside PolarBear will output an error like this, letting me know that I typed cobalt skin as the skin name, but I didn't add a positive number for the skin value. By using this debugging, I can ensure that all creatures have correct and meaningful skin values. To wrap up this episode, let's talk a couple pros and cons of using AI to learn. Some pros: AI models like ChatGPT have understanding of Ruby code, so you can ask for examples of things you learned in this video, like hashes. Additionally, you can provide AI with code examples and have it offer suggestions on different ways to accomplish a particular task. This can lead to more efficient code, which may save time in the long run. AI allows you to learn at your own pace as well. Some cons: you could miss out on learning moments from writing code without AI. I wrote the Hunt Pro script without AI, and when coding mistakes happened, it challenged me to come up with new ways to solve scenarios. Beyond that, information you input into AI isn't secure, so avoid entering personal details. Furthermore, AI doesn't understand Lich syntax or how the Lich program operates, so it may provide code examples that will not work in our environment. And occasionally, AI may remove crucial data from your input too. For example, if I gave AI 200 creature names and asked for a formatted list, there's a chance that some of those creatures will disappear or get changed into something else in the response. So always apply scrutiny to the examples it provides, and don't hesitate to start a new session to reset the short-term memory if those responses you received are going in the wrong direction. My overall takeaway: just use AI as a resource and utility to learn from, but not a substitute for actual coding experience. Next time on the Ruby Dungeon, we're going to be refactoring the JFlu script and remove the goto labels. We'll see you then.